top 8 most valuable and ultra-rarest Lincoln Memorial 1 pennies, the most iconic coins in American numismatic history. These Lincoln pennies has seen various modifications over the decades. Among the many interesting variants are error pennies, which arise from mistakes during the minting process. The Lincoln pennies are such notable variant that holds a special place among collectors. We will delve into the history, variations, and value of these pennies. The 1960D Error Lincoln Penny, Value and History. The 1960D Lincoln Penny holds a special place in U.S. numismatic history due to its prominent errors and varieties, making it a favorite among collectors. This penny is part of the Lincoln Memorial series, which was minted from 1959 to 2008. The 1960D penny is best known for its well-known variety called the small date and large date types, but several die errors also add intrigue to its legacy. In this detailed exploration, we will delve into the history of the 1960D Lincoln Penny, its varieties, the different types of errors found, and their significance in determining the coin's value. As with most coins, the condition or grade of the 1960D penny plays a crucial role in determining its value. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being a perfect, uncirculated coin. The higher the grade, the more valuable the coin becomes. Coins in mint state, MS condition with little to no wear are highly desirable and can command significantly higher prices than circulated coins with wear and damage. Uncirculated coins in mint state condition can fetch significantly higher prices, especially if they are free from major blemishes. Depending on the variety and any errors present, an MS65196OD penny can be worth anywhere from $100 to over $1,000 or more. Historical context of the 1960D Lincoln Penny. The 1960D Lincoln Penny was minted during a period of significant change in the United States. After the end of World War II, the country experienced economic prosperity, technological advancement, and social transformation. In 1959, the U.S. Mint decided to commemorate the 150th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth by redesigning the reverse side of the Lincoln cent. The original reverse design, featuring two wheat ears, was replaced by the image of the Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C. This new design marked a shift towards modernization while continuing to honor one of the nation's greatest presidents. The transition to the Lincoln Memorial reverse marked a new era for the penny, but the coin retained the same obverse image of Abraham Lincoln. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the mint marks, when applicable, appeared below the date on the obverse side. For the 1960D penny, the D mint mark indicates that the coin was produced at the Denver Mint. The Denver Mint produced over 1.5 billion Lincoln pennies in 1960. Contributing to the widespread circulation of the coin. The small date and large date varieties of the 1960D penny. One of the 1968D Lincoln Penny, a coin from the United States Lincoln Memorial Cent series, is of particular interest to collectors for a few reasons. Discuss its notable errors and varieties, and examine its market value and collectible significance in great detail. Red Road, a coin with almost full, original red luster from minting. Red coins are more valuable as they retain the fresh appearance of a newly struck penny. Red Brown RB, a coin that shows a mix of red and brown tones, often due to light oxidation or exposure. Brown BN, a coin that has turned fully brown, typically from long-term oxidation or environmental exposure. Uncirculated red coins are more desirable and valuable, especially for collectors seeking coins with their original luster. Preserving a 1968D Lincoln Penny in its best possible condition is essential for maintaining its value. Key varieties and errors for collectors. Some varieties and errors within the 1968D Lincoln Penny series add value and rarity. While the regular 1968D penny is common, coins with particular errors are sought after. Some of the notable varieties and errors include double die obverse DDO. The most famous and valuable double die varieties are found on the obverse. These are relatively rare and valuable to collectors interested in minor errors, depending on the clarity and prominence of the error. For instance, a minor double die variety might fetch $1,000 to $5,000 or more, while a more dramatic DDO could potentially reach higher prices if authenticated. Repunched mint mark, RPM. Another sought-after error type is the repunched mint mark, which are more subtle but still noticeable with magnification. RPM varieties are valued by collectors because they reflect unique characteristics in the minting process and add a level of rarity to an otherwise common coin. Repunched mint marks vary, but they can add around $700 to $3,400, depending on the severity of the repunching. Off-center strikes. Center strikes can vary in degree, and the value typically increases with the degree of misalignment. However, if too much of the design is missing, the coin may lose appeal. As collectors generally prefer off-center strikes, where the date and mint mark are still visible, off-center strikes or other major die errors can range from $500 to over to $1,000, depending on the degree and uniqueness of the error. Die cracks and cuts. These errors are interesting to error coin collectors, but generally have a modest impact on the coin's overall value, unless they are particularly large or visually striking. Uncirculated condition mint state. Uncirculated coins, especially those in mint state, MS grades like MS65 or higher, hold more value. In MS65 condition, a 1968 penny may be valued around $20 to $50, with prices varying based on the coin's color red, red-brown, or brown. Coins graded MS67 or higher can reach values of $100 or more, given the increased scarcity of high-grade examples. Conclusion. The 1968 Lincoln Penny, while common, is a collectible coin that captures a unique moment in American numismatic history. With its high mintage, distinctive design, and a variety of minor errors and varieties, the 1968 penny appeals to a wide range of collectors. From circulated coins valued at face value to pristine, high-grade examples valued at a premium, the coin's worth varies across the collector market. The 1970 Lincoln Penny, part of the long-running Lincoln Cent series, holds significant interest for collectors, especially due to the existence of a highly sought-after double die error variety. Understanding its history, varieties, and market value provides insight into why this particular penny stands out in numismatic circles. In this detailed exploration, we'll dive into the historical background, production details, the famous 1970 double die obverse DDO error, and the current market values of different varieties. For collectors, the 1970 Lincoln Penny offers a unique opportunity to own a piece of U.S. numismatic history. While the regular 1972 pennies are readily available and affordable, the double die variety remains a prized possession for error coin enthusiasts. Given the large number of regular pennies produced, finding a double die in circulation is rare. Circulated condition. Even in circulated condition, a 1970 DDO penny is highly valuable. Prices typically range from $200 to $500, depending on wear and overall condition. Uncirculated condition. In uncirculated or mint state condition, prices can soar. An MS60 example might be worth $500 to $1,000, while higher grades MS65 or higher can command prices upwards of $1,000 to $7,000 or more, especially for coins graded by professional services like PCGS or NGC. Auction records. Some high-end examples of the 1970 DDO penny have sold for as much as $10,000 at auction, particularly in MS67 grades. Grading the 1970 Lincoln Penny. History of the Lincoln Cent. The Lincoln Cent was first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed by sculptor Victor David Brenner, it was the first U.S. coin to feature a real historical figure. The obverse features Lincoln's bust, while the reverse originally depicted two wheat stalks flanking the denomination until 1959, when it was replaced with the Lincoln Memorial design. By 1972, the Lincoln Cent had been in production for over 6 decades. During this time, it had undergone several changes, including the switch from the original wheat stalks to the Lincoln Memorial design in 1959, in honor of the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. The Lincoln Memorial reverse design, created by Frank Gasparo, remained in use until 2008. In 1982, the composition of the cent also changed from 95% copper to a copper-plated zinc composition. But this change occurred a decade after the 1970 penny was minted, making the 1970 cent part of the earlier, primarily copper composition and minting. Enjoyable. The Lincoln Cent, featuring the portrait of Abraham Lincoln, has been a mainstay of U.S. currency since its introduction in 1909. Over the years, various minting errors have captured the interest of numismatists and collectors, with some becoming highly sought after. Among these is the 1975 die error Lincoln Penny, a coin that, despite its relatively recent minting, has generated significant attention due to its unique characteristics and historical context. The 1970s, a period of transition. By the 1970s, the Lincoln Cent had undergone several minor modifications, but its core design remained the same. The decade was marked by significant changes in the U.S. Mints operations, including the introduction of new technology and materials to keep up with increasing demand for coinage. The Denver Mint, one of the key facilities for producing circulating coinage, played a crucial role during this period. In 1975, the composition of the Lincoln cent was primarily copper, with a 95% copper and 5% zinc mix. This composition had been in use since 1962, following the phasing out of tin from the alloy. Die errors and varieties. Minting errors and varieties occur for various reasons, including issues with the dies used to strike the coins. These errors can range from minor imperfections to significant anomalies that make the coins highly collectible. The 1975 Lincoln penny is notable for several types of errors, including double die obverse DDO. This error occurs when the coin is struck twice, slightly off-center, causing a doubling effect on the obverse. This can be particularly noticeable in the lettering and the date. Die cracks and cuts. Die cracks appear as raised lines on the coin's surface due to fractures in the die. A cut is a raised, unstruck area on the coin, resulting from a piece of the die breaking off. Off-center strikes. These occur when the planchette, the blank coin, is not properly aligned during the strike, resulting in a coin that is not centered correctly. Broad strikes and partial collars. These errors involve the planchette being struck outside the collar that normally holds it in place, leading to coins with expanded diameters or incomplete edges. Cause and rarity. Double die errors occur during the hubbing process, where the design is transferred from the master die to the working die. If the die shifts between strikes, it creates the doubled image. The 1975 double die error is relatively rare, as it was identified early in the minting process, leading to fewer examples being produced compared to other double die varieties. Value of the 1975 die error Lincoln penny. Factors influencing value. Several factors influence the value of a 1975 die error Lincoln penny, including condition. As with all coins, condition is paramount. Coins are graded on a scale from poor P1 to perfect uncirculated MS70. Higher grade coins, especially those with minimal wear, command higher prices. Error type. The specific nature of the error significantly affects value. Double die obverse errors are generally more sought after than minor die cracks or cuts. Rarity. The number of surviving examples of the error variety directly impacts its market value. The fewer the examples, the higher the potential value. Market demand. Collector interest can fluctuate, impacting prices. Coins that are popular among collectors tend to fetch higher prices. Market prices, as of the latest market analysis. Here is a general range of values for 1975 die error Lincoln penny worth more than $500 to several $1,500 or more. Appeal of error coins. Error coins offer a unique glimpse into the minting process and the occasional imperfections that can occur. Collectors are often drawn to error coins because of their rarity and the story each coin tells. The 1975 die error Lincoln penny is a prime example of how a mistake can become a coveted piece among numismatists. The 1969 Lincoln penny is famous among collectors for a highly sought-after error, the 1969 double die obverse DDO. This variety is considered one of the rarest and most valuable double die pennies due to its rarity and striking error features. Background. Mint mark. The S mint mark signifies that the coin was produced at the San Francisco Mint. Composition, made with a 95% copper, 5% zinc alloy. The 1969 penny is part of the Lincoln Memorial Cent Series 1959 to 2008. Doubling discovery. The discovery of the 1969 DDO attracted significant attention and has since become one of the most famous double die varieties. Key error. 1969 double die obverse DDO. 1969 double die obverse DDO. Description. The 1969 DDO displays strong doubling on the obverse side, particularly on the inscriptions Liberty and In God We Trust, as well as the date 1969. This doubling is bold and distinct, making it easy to spot, even without magnification. Rarity. The 1969 DDO penny is exceptionally rare, as only a small number were discovered. Because of this, it commands a high premium, especially in uncirculated condition. Value. Circulated 1969 DDO pennies are valued between $10,000 and $20,000. In mint state MS grades, the value rises significantly. MS-60 to MS-64 examples typically sell for $30,000 to $60,000. In top grades MS-65 Plus, a 1969 SDDO penny can command $100,000 or more at auction. Regular 1969S penny, no error. Description: the majority of 1969S pennies do not feature any doubling. These regular coins are much more common and do not carry the same premium. Value: the value of a standard 1969S penny, without doubling, is modest, generally worth 1 to 5 cents in circulated condition, and up to $10 in high uncirculated grades MS-65 Plus. Authenticity and grading: the 1969 SDDO is so valuable that many counterfeit versions have appeared over the years. For this reason, any suspected 1969 SDDO should be authenticated and graded by a reputable grading service like PCGS or NGC. Authentication is essential to verify that the doubling is genuine. Collectability: the 1969S double die obverse penny is among the most famous and desirable errors in the Lincoln Cent series, with appeal due to its rarity, clear doubling, and historical significance. Serious collectors are willing to pay a high premium for this variety, especially in uncirculated condition. Summary: 1969 SDDO, known for bold doubling on the obverse. Values range from $10,000 to over $100,000, depending on grade. Regular 1969S penny, common and worth 1 to 5 cents in circulated condition. Up to $10 in high mint state grades. Importance of authentication: essential for the 1969 SDDO due to its high value and common counterfeits. The 1969S double die obverse penny is a highly prized piece for Lincoln penny collectors, and finding an authentic one is like discovering a hidden treasure. The 1981 Lincoln Penny is part of the long-running Lincoln Cent series, a staple of American coinage since 1909, although the coin is relatively modern. The 1981 Lincoln Penny is notable for several error varieties that make it desirable to collectors. These errors fall into different categories. It remains a favorite among collectors due to its enduring design, historical significance, and occasional production errors. Error coins from this era are particularly sought after because the U.S. Mint was producing coins in large quantities, making high-quality control a challenge. As a result, mistakes such as double dies, off-center strikes, and planchette errors occasionally made their way into circulation. This guide explores the history and design of the 1981 Lincoln Penny, discusses notable error varieties from that year, and examines how these errors affect the coin's value in the modern numismatic market. History and background of the 1981 Lincoln Penny. The Lincoln Penny was introduced in 1909 to commemorate the centennial of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed by sculptor Victor David Brenner, it was the first U.S. coin to feature the likeness of an American president. Over time, the Lincoln Cent underwent several design changes, with the reverse featuring wheat ears from 1909 to 1958, and the Lincoln Memorial from 1959 until 2008. By 1981, the Lincoln Penny had been struck in its copper alloy composition 95% copper and 5% zincatin for decades. However, this year marked the final full year of this composition before the U.S. Mint transition to the zinc-based pennies, 97.5% zinc and 2.5% copper, that began in mid-1982. This historical context makes 1981 pennies the last of their kind for traditional copper composition collectors. Millions of Lincoln pennies were struck in 1981, with production occurring at 3 facilities: Philadelphia No Mint Mark, Denver D Mint Mark, and San Francisco S Mint Mark for proof coins. Despite high production standards, errors still occurred, and these have become highly collectible due to their rarity. Design of the 1981 Lincoln Penny. The design of the 1981 Lincoln Penny remained consistent with previous years. Obverse. The obverse features the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. It is accompanied by the inscriptions "Liberty, in God We Trust," and the date 1981. Coins struck in Denver bear a small D mint mark below the date, while those from Philadelphia have no mint mark. Reverse. The reverse depicts the Lincoln Memorial, designed by Frank Gasparo in 1959. This design, the 1983 Lincoln Penny, has two notable error types that make it highly valuable and collectible: the double die reverse DDR and the copper transitional error. Each error has its own unique characteristics and potential value, making them standouts for collectors of modern U.S. coinage. Background: in 1982, The U.S. Mint transitioned from using copper, 95% copper, 5% zinc, to copper-plated zinc for Lincoln pennies to save costs. The 1983 penny is one of the first full years of production with this new zinc composition, with some rare copper planchet errors left over from the previous year. Key errors in the 1983 Lincoln penny. 1983 double die reverse DDR. Description: the DDR variety on the 1983 penny shows pronounced doubling on the reverse side. This doubling is visible primarily on 1 cent, United States of America, and E pluribus unum. Rarity and identification. This error is easier to spot than other types of doubling due to its prominence and typically does not require strong magnification. Value. In circulated condition, 1983 DDR pennies are valued between $200 and $500. In uncirculated mint state MS grades, they typically sell for $500 to $1,500 and can exceed to $1,000 in MS 65 and higher grades. 1983 copper transitional error. Description: in 1983, a few pennies were mistakenly struck on leftover copper plankets rather than the intended copper-plated zinc plankets. These copper transitional pennies weigh 3.11 grams the pre-1980 to standard rather than the 2.5 grams of zinc pennies. Rarity and identification. This error is extremely rare and can be identified by weighing the coin. An authentic 1983 copper penny will weigh 3.11 grams. Value. These coins are incredibly valuable due to their rarity, with authenticated specimens selling for $10,000 to $20,000 or more, depending on their grade and market demand. Authentication and grading. Because both of these errors can add significant value, it's crucial to have suspected 1983 DDR and copper transitional pennies authenticated and graded by a reputable grading service like PCGS or NGC. This provides assurance of authenticity and can greatly enhance a coin's value in the collector market. Collectability. Both the 1983 DDR and the copper transitional error have garnered much interest due to their rarity and historical importance. The copper error, especially, is one of the rarest among modern U.S. coins and highly prized by collectors, while the DDR is a more accessible error for collectors who enjoy finding rare varieties in circulation. Summary: 1983 DDR penny, known for its strong reverse doubling, with values between $200 to over $1,000, depending on grade. 1983 copper transitional penny, a rare transitional error valued between $10,000 and $20,000 or more. Importance of authentication, essential for verifying these valuable errors, particularly the copper transitional error due to its rarity and high value. These error coins make the 1983 Lincoln penny one of the most intriguing years for modern penny collectors. The 1990D Lincoln penny, a standard issue from the U.S. Mint, is often found in circulation but can hold value in higher grades or if it has errors. This penny, produced at the Denver Mint, covering its background, design, errors, and varieties, and its value in the collector's market. The 1990D penny, like other pennies from 1982 onward, was struck in a copper-plated zinc composition to reduce production costs. The copper-plated zinc plankets consist of 97.5% zinc and 2.5% copper, making them lighter than the earlier copper alloy pennies. Notable errors and varieties. While the 1990D penny is generally common, there are specific varieties and errors that can increase the value its appeal to collectors. Here are some notable varieties and errors. Wide AM and close AM varieties. These varieties are more commonly associated with certain other years in the Lincoln Cent series, but collectors sometimes mistakenly search for a wide AM on 1990 pennies. In the 1990 penny, the letters AM in America should be close together, as this is the standard design for that year. Any penny with a noticeable space between the A and M in America would be highly unusual and could have significant collector value if authenticated. Die cracks and cuts. Die crack and cut errors are generally more collectible on older coins, but can still add a premium on modern coins like the 1990D penny. These can add a premium, typically between $100 and $350, depending on the visibility and location of the error. Off-center strikes. Off-center strikes on 1990D pennies can range from minor to dramatic, with value increasing as the degree of off-centering grows, especially if the date and mint mark are still visible, typically between $300 and $1,750, depending on the visibility and location of the error. The error. B errors are popular with error coin collectors, though they generally add only modest value unless the error is prominent, typically between $100 and $410, depending on the visibility and location of the error. Grading the 1990D Lincoln penny. When determining the value of a 1990D penny, collectors often look at its color and luster. The color grading categories for Lincoln pennies are red road, coins with full red luster, as if freshly minted. These coins are more valuable and desirable, particularly in high grades. Red brown or B, a mix of red and brown tones, showing some signs of oxidation or handling. Brown BN, the coin has fully turned brown, a common state for circulated or aged coins. Collectability and closing thoughts. The 1990D Lincoln penny is widely available in circulation, but pristine uncirculated examples or coins with unusual errors offer more appeal to collectors. The zinc composition, while cost-effective, is less durable than earlier copper-based cents, meaning that high-grade examples with original luster are harder to find. Collectors of the Lincoln cent series often seek high-grade, error, or variety examples to complete their sets, making the 1990D penny a common yet still relevant piece in the numismatic world.